Good morning, Jan.
Hi, Harry.
We're here to talk about a new degree being offered by McNally Smith College of Music, a new Bachelor of Arts degree. And one thing I always like about McNally Smith College of Music is that we do things differently here. What would you say is different about this Bachelor of Arts degree?
Well, Harry, I think one of the most important things to remember is that a Bachelor of Arts in Music is probably the most common or popular degree in music nationally. And most of those programs, of course, are focused on classical music and possibly jazz. But what we're going to do here at McNally Smith is focus our Bachelor of Arts degree, of course, on what we do, which is contemporary music. So right off the bat, that makes our degree quite unusual in the large scope of things. In addition to that, then, it will be within a college of music. So it's a degree, rather than being in a liberal arts college, we're in a college of music, but doing a liberal arts degree.
Well, let me ask you a question. It may not be evident to anyone or everyone watching this. When you say contemporary music, as opposed to jazz or classical, we teach contemporary music at this college.
Right.
What does that mean?
Well, pretty much everything that isn't classical or jazz, right?
Although we do teach jazz here too.
And we do teach classical music
That's
as
right.
well, yeah. So, but the focus is on popular styles. So rock and jazz and funk and what else would you say?
Hip hop.
Hip
I
hop.
mean,
Another big part of it.
yeah.
Yeah. So many different styles of music, but primarily in the popular vein.
So right off the bat, this degree program is different because the music that we study is the music of our time.
Right.
The music that, for the most part, a lot of high school students that want to make a life in music, they want to go to college and study music, they want that to be their livelihood.
Yes.
So they're getting to work on the music that they love for the most part. So what else makes it different? Why would you, who is this program for? Who's the target audience?
Right.
Who should come here for this?
Well, I think our target audience is probably going to be a musician, first of all, a musician who is broadly curious about the world and really interested in a lot of different aspects of being a musician in the 21st century. So they'll be curious not only about musical styles and musical skills, but also about the world in general, too. About 50% of this degree is in liberal arts courses. And something that's also unusual about our school is that our liberal arts division takes a lot of pride in connecting what we do with artists and what artists think about and do. So, so that frames things a little bit differently in terms of the liberal arts courses.
So you mean the curriculum itself, what students are learning in their liberal arts courses, has more to do with music or art than it might in some other school?
To some degree, right. So most of our liberal arts faculty, for example, are artists themselves. So they're highly qualified in their liberal arts field, whether that be communications or humanities or social science or math or natural science. But they also have a deep and long-standing interest in an artistic field as well. So they came to this school to work with artistic students, and they love doing that. So within the humanities, for example, that can be courses in history, including our music history courses, but it can also be courses in other art forms, like visual art or theater or film, that sort of thing as well, or creative writing. So we're moving into those areas as well. So what we find is that students that are musical or creative in general tend to be creative in a lot of different ways. And we want to honor that and expand on that. And this degree is a way to do that, both for the current students we have in the programs that are already underway, and then also to reach out to a slightly different group as well.
So tell me more about what are the specific advantages of getting a Bachelor of Arts degree. Why would I select that? If I'm a young musician and I play and I like to perform, I like to write music, why would I perhaps choose the Bachelor of Arts, however?
Well, this is a ongoing argument and a passionate one, I think, in higher education in general. Why have a liberal arts degree for any field, really, rather than doing something that's more oriented towards job training, perhaps? And I feel very strongly about this, and I think it's because we're looking really at the higher order thinking skills for students too. So helping them develop their ability to problem solve, to be good critical thinkers, at the same time they're good creative thinkers and those sorts of things. To be really grounded in the world and understand their role in society as artists. Hugely important. And so a liberal arts degree really allows you to experiment, to explore, to understand other topics and other fields, which I think for many artists is where inspiration comes from. If you're a creative artist, you need to know more than just how to play well. You have to have something to write about, to play toward, and to connect with. And all of those things are sort of fostered in a BA program.
You know, there's obviously a lot of concern, not only in the United States, but in the world at large, about the economy and about jobs and employment, and things are changing. You know, jobs are flying out of this country and people are losing them, and unemployment is high. And in wondering how we can approach that jobs crisis, it occurs to me that one of the things that musicians have always had to do is be creative, be entrepreneurial, piece together multiple income streams. And now I wonder if that's going to perhaps be more the way of the 21st and the 22nd century, where it's a different concept and there may not be a lot of jobs, but there is work there if you can piece this together and make it work the way musicians have been doing for about 1,000 years.
Right.
So I wonder if the kind of education that we offer here, to the extent that rooted in good liberal arts study, good understanding of history, of communication, and all those good liberal arts fields of study, might actually wind up being a great preparation for anyone, people who just want to make a life in music, but they just want to make a life.
Right,
they want to have an
exactly.
income. It feels to me that, you know, stressing creativity, critical thinking, all the things you just said, could be great training for anyone.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I think that's really the underpinning of liberal arts education philosophically across the country, too, is to provide that sort of grounding so that you can go in whatever direction appeals to you, too. So whether you're majoring in music or philosophy or history or world language or something like that, you can always build from there when you have those sort of core skills. So I think, yeah, it's true. There's much less specificity in job creation at this point, and more of creating it yourself, you know.
Now, it occurs to me also that the Bachelor of Arts degree that'll be new in the fall of 2012
Correct.
Could also be a really advantageous choice for students who might want to transfer to this college.
Right.
Perhaps they've been to another college or university for a year or two and then said, you know what, I've just got to do music. I've got to come. You're a performer, you're a composer, you're a producer, whatever. And they want to come here, but they've taken 30, 40, 50 credits and they've already paid for it. Does this provide special advantages for those kind of students?
Absolutely. Yes, it's an excellent choice for those students. For those students, for example, if you were to get an Associate of Arts degree at a community college, that's about 60 or 65 credits of essentially liberal arts. And while all of our degree programs here have a liberal arts component, it's a very important part of each degree, it's usually 30 to 40 credits. So that means that there are a lot of credits that simply can't transfer. There's no way to do that. This degree program has 60 credits of liberal arts. Now, some of those are required to be taken here based on the content, but not very many of them, actually. So it'll be an excellent transfer degree.
Excellent. So people will not have the money they've invested in their education
Won't be lost.
invested in this education
That's right.
as well. Good. Now, I think I heard rumors about some kind of interesting minors that you might attach, and interesting different ways you might shape the curriculum. So the Bachelor of Arts gives all kinds of freedom of choice to people. Talk about some of those choices.
Well, let me tell you a little bit about the overall scope of the degree. So about a third of the courses are in music. So a very solid core of music theory, ear training, keyboard, also with some arranging. and conducting and pedagogy, and then of course private lessons all the way through and ensemble. So it's in that way very similar from a construction standpoint of any BA in music. Then in addition, there are about 60 credits, as I mentioned, in liberal arts. Some of those are required and others are elective. So there's a good opportunity there for a student, say, who's interested in writing maybe, to take kind of design their own coursework in writing and move forward in that area, or in creative writing perhaps, or in social science, however they'd like to do it. But we're also really happy about building this degree with 18 credits of electives from any area. So this is an opportunity for students, particularly students who are very motivated and sort of broad-based in the way they approach music, which is pretty much how music world works, right? I mean, you and I, the successful musicians that we know, pretty much do everything that we teach here. So they know something about technology, they're perhaps recording their own music, they're performers, they're savvy business people as well, and they're probably writing and creating their own music as well. So this 18 credits can be configured in a whole bunch of different ways. You could, for example, take one of our predetermined minors. So you could minor in music business or in production or in hip hop, you know, whatever you'd like to do along those lines, and get quite deep into another area of music study. Or we're going to be offering also something that's tentatively called, at least at this point, the 21st Century Musician track. And that track will build on the core courses that are within the basic degree program. For example, we have a business class. We also have a couple of composition classes. We have some production classes already built into the program. So this 18 credit minor then will allow students to go deeper into all of those areas. So you'll have a good solid anywhere from 3 to 5 classes in each of the areas of our college. And I think that will really help prepare people to do whatever they want when they get out.
Excellent, excellent. I want to sign up. I want to do the,
me too.
the 22nd century
There
music.
we go.
I want to get a head start on that, Jan. I'm going to be out in front of this.
All right.
You know, the other day I heard a great phrase. I really like this. Somebody referred to McNally Smith College of Doing.
Oh, wow. That's excellent.
I really like that phrase.
Yeah.
And it means so much. It's very meaningful. We have faculty that are out there doing it. You know, students can come work with people that are professionals. They are doing the thing.
Right.
The president does it. You do it.
Right.
We're all musicians here, pretty much, and we're all, you know, doing what we love to do. I just not sure it's relevant to the conversation, but I just love that phrase.
I think actually it really is, because we are a school that's very focused on hands-on learning and active learning, and that's true in the liberal arts courses as well as in the music courses too. So I think that's maybe goes to what kind of student would be interested in programs like this, is somebody who wants to be actively doing things and creating things as they go. So I think that's very relevant. McNally Smith College of Doing. I like it.
Thanks a lot.
It's good. Yeah.